Hi, Steve Mills here, and it's great to be back on my podcast sharing with you some more tried, tested, and proven ways to grow your business. Today I wanted to talk to you about what I think is a really simple and easy thing to do in your business. It's also something that costs you virtually nothing, and that is improving the effectiveness of your headlines. Now you may think, well, you've mentioned that before, Steve, and you'd be right, and but my question for you is, have you taken any action? Because learning something new makes no difference whatsoever until and unless you do something with what you learn. Tony Robbins taught me that many years ago. The application of knowledge is the key to success, not learning new stuff. So, I hope you're going to take this on board. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about taking a look at each and every element of your marketing and your sales for that matter, and looking at the most important part of it, i.e. the headline. Now in sales, that could be your opening comment on the telephone. It could be when somebody says to you, tell me a little bit more about what you do. It's the first thing you say. Perhaps on your website, it's the headline for the web page. On a newsletter, it's obviously the headline of the newsletter. It could be a subhead, perhaps. On an email, it's the first thing people read, and so on and so forth. So, think about what you're doing in terms of your headlines and how you can improve them and get the very best out of them. So the question is, what are you going to do? How are you going to change your headlines? What are you going to say in your headlines in order to improve the effectiveness of them? Well, if you go to my website, I've got a document on there, and if you can't find it, by all means give me a call. It's called the 120 Greatest Ever Headlines. It's not something I wrote, it's something that I've picked up along the way, and it's a fantastic report of lots of different really effective headlines. But I'd like, if I may, just to tell you a little bit about a headline that I helped improve back many, many years ago. I was working at the time for a company called YoVisa. They were a Spanish company, and they sold a recycling product into local authorities. It was like a great big massive piece of equipment that local authorities bought to help with recycling, so that you imagine this great big piece of equipment literally about the size of a tennis court, and waste was all put in there, and the paper went off down one chute and the bottles down the other, and tin cans down another, and so on and so forth, and it automated the whole process. Now, they were advertising in a magazine. They were actually advertising on the back of a really expensive glossy mag that was sent to 38,000 local authority people. So it was distributed free of charge, 38,000 people throughout the UK. Now, they were advertising on the back page of this glossy mag. And this advert was a full page ad. It was costing them £2,000 per month to advertise on the back of this magazine. Now, so far, this magazine had produced 0 results. They'd been advertising on it for 6 months. It had cost them a total of £12,000, and they'd won no business, 0 business, 0 leads as a result of it. Now, I'm just starting working for them. And I said to them, look, we need to do something. What are we going to do? Are we going to stop advertising, or shall we try to improve the effectiveness of the advertising? They said, well, let's have a go at that. So I said, okay, so let's have a look. So we had a look at the advert. And across the top of the advert was these great big words, YoVisa. And I said, okay, so are you like a really well-known company? They said, no, nobody knows us. We're like a best-kept secret type of business. I said, all right, so why are you advertising your name then? They said, well, it's all about brand awareness, isn't it, Steve? I said, well, it is if you're Coca-Cola. But really, what I'd recommend you do is you start taking what I call a direct response marketing philosophy. And, you want to be advertising, you want to be getting leads, not just brand awareness. You can't put brand awareness in the bank. So, let's try and create some leads, what shall we? And they said, yeah, great idea. What do we need to do? So I said to them, what does your product do? What are the benefits of it? Why would somebody buy your product? And they said, well, it's fairly obvious, Steve. The local authorities save about 25% on recycling costs by using our equipment. I said, oh, wow, so that's fantastic. Why don't we use that as a headline? So we changed the headline from YoVisa to local authorities save 25% on recycling costs. Call this number now. Cut a long story short, their first month of running that advert, they created 5 leads. It was 5 more than they created in the last 6 months in the first month. They turned those 5 leads into 3 meetings. They turned those 3 meetings into 2 sales. And those sales were each for £2.5 million. They made £5 million in the first month, and that took me not much more than about 3 minutes to figure out. I think I should have been on commission, and I'm absolutely certain they didn't pay me enough. But that's the point, and that's the value of it. So I'll give you an example on your site. If you've got a website, and you've got a page on it called Our Services, and you've got another page perhaps called About Us, can you not think of anything better, more powerful than just saying our services? Even if it was, how we help you, how we can help you save money, how we can help you improve something. It's probably a step up from our services. Now, obviously, I don't know you. I don't know your business. You're on my podcast, so it's very difficult for me to advise you at this point. But if you want some advice, if you'd like to book a free, no obligation, one-to-one meeting with me, I'm very happy to meet you. It can be done either in our office, which is just outside of Basingstoke, or we can set up a Zoom meeting, which is zoom.com, and do an online meeting. It is 2019, and I'm sure we can set that up now. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed my podcast, and look forward to speaking to you again next time. As ever, take action and get working on improving those results. Thanks very much for listening.